All right. Hello, everyone. This is long overdue. I honestly should have been making videos like this months ago, years ago. If you're not aware, the state of America is insane right now, and a lot of people need to be speaking up. I'm Canadian, but I feel like that doesn't absolve me of the responsibility of bringing this up. These are my neighbors. I care about American citizens. I've been super passionate about politics forever. I'm very left-leaning. Like back in the day, I used to post about BLM, not even talking about 2020 BLM. I'm talking about it's existed much longer. That's not even like what we're talking about today. We are obviously going to be talking about ICE and the current administration in America. Like I said, this has been long overdue. I guess my hesitation has always been like talking about politics is going to make me seem like this virtue signaler. Or it's just like exhausting getting in arguments with people who don't believe the same values as you. But you know what? I woke up and I realized like I'd rather be perceived as someone virtue signaling and just wanting attention than instead being someone who doesn't speak up at a critical moment. This is a critical moment in history, okay? This is getting serious. If you don't believe that, that's exactly why I'm doing this video. For people who don't believe it, or for people who are seeing what I'm seeing, but maybe they don't have the confidence to speak up, I'm here to encourage you. You need to use your voice. You need to use whatever platforms you have. Listen. We told y'all about Trump. We told you guys, but listen, here's where I stand right now. I don't care if you're left or right. I don't think it matters where your political leanings are. I think we need to reframe this. It's been like a performance, you know what I mean? It's all been a performance. Like, this stuff needs to be based in value systems. This stuff needs to be about what actual causes do we care about? What values do we hold? And whether you're labeling yourself right-wing or Republican, conservative, whatever, a liberal, I think that we can all come together and agree on fundamental values. And that's what my channel is going to be about here. I don't think we need to divide ourselves anymore. I think the real topic is not left-right, but actually top-down. And I'm going to be covering that in future videos. I don't think now's the time. Right now, what I'm focusing on is the ICE. Y'all know what's happening in Minnesota. If you don't know, yeah, they're going out and killing citizens now. They're killing people who are stepping up and standing in the way of what is injustice. They're just straight up killing people in the street. If you guys think that's okay, like, I don't know what to tell. You cannot turn a blind eye to this anymore. You know what they're talking about? JD Vance brought up that it's going to get to a point where they're going to go knocking door to door. So are we just going to have people hiding in the attic and under floorboards again? Does that sound familiar to you? It should. It should scare you. That is not okay. There was a video of this girl. She was doing DoorDash. And DoorDash she did. She dashed in the door of, not to make this funny, but like she was just dropping off food and she saw ICE pull up. ICE took away her husband and her children, and so she was fearing for her safety as well. She darted inside the home of this woman who was able to protect her. Thankfully they did leave. But, like, it's just insane that, like, people have to go hiding. People are going into hiding. People are hiding human beings in their basement because they're scared of what ICE is going to do to them. Now, I want to talk about why is ICE and Trump and the administration so corrupt? Why was it, like, 6 months ago I was bringing this up to people? It's not on the basis of actual law or giving people due process. No. This is based in racism. I'm gonna tell you straight up. You might think that's a radical position. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they can report people on the basis of skin color, accent, these kind of characteristics that frankly doesn't determine if you're an immigrant or not. You're just going based off vibes. I don't think that's okay. People who were born in America are getting detained, deported, etc. because of an accent they have, or because someone racist has seen them and reported them and said, hey, you may want to check if they're an immigrant. I don't agree with this. This is insane. This is so insane. And I feel like everyone needs to be talking about this. If you want to amplify this message, please like this video. If you feel the same as I do, get your ass on social media, start talking about this. I regret not bringing this up publicly. Last year, 2025, I've really taken it upon myself to educate myself on political issues. I mean, I've always been passionate about it, but like this year, I focused a lot on Gaza, the stuff happening in Israel, Palestine. I plan to do that going forward. We're going to talk about these things because I'm done staying quiet. I remember like 6 months ago, I brought up how Donald Trump is leading his country into fascism. He is becoming a fascist dictator. And what I was met with was this pushback of, where are you getting this information? Oh, you're in an echo chamber. Are you just looking at TikTok and hearing this? Is this just like your algorithm is just feeding you this? No, man. This is... And if that's something that concerns you, I highly recommend, I'm not sponsored obviously, but like I highly recommend Ground News. Y'all need to utilize that to get clear on your political blind spots, your biases. It helps you with that. In a future video, I'll go into more detail about that, but I would highly recommend like just Google fact checking tutorial. Just Google how to like fact check news articles, how to fact check information you're getting. I understand it's okay to be skeptical. You should be skeptical, right, of the information you're hearing. That is important. Do what needs to be done to be critical and to have your own media literacy instead of just dismissing things you don't want to hear as, oh, it's just the algorithm or whatever, what have you, blaming me for having a bias and what have you. I can accept that, like, yeah, I wasn't crazy about him from the beginning, but that doesn't mean that my warnings were unfounded. Clearly, they are not. Clearly, I knew what I was talking about. Now, what made me think this way was, just the questions that, from what I hear from people who have been held at the border or like detained, people from Canada who immigrate to America and then they're also questioned in this manner. Straight up, these people, like, what they care about is your opinion of Donald Trump. Like, this video can impact my ability to get into the States. Now, I've done my research in Canada is like one of the more protected ones. Like, so they have this rule about, like, if you want to get into America, they have to check the last 5 years of your social media and stuff. What might they be looking for? Stuff about Charlie Kirk, stuff about Trump. Yeah, like, they want to know your opinions. Why would that determine me getting into a country or not? That's insane. Your rights, freedom of speech, yeah, the most basic rights are being compromised. Do you understand that, like, that conversation should not be had to determine your right to immigrate or to exist in a country that you were born in? I think one of the most patriotic things you can do for your country is speak out about the ways that you want it to improve. I believe that this is the most patriotic thing that you can do, is hope for a better future of America if you live there, or Canada if you live, whatever country you live in. And I, of course, believe that we should be able to criticize other countries, neighboring countries, which is exactly what I'm doing. Here's my main things I want to get through to you. I support the people in Minnesota protesting. I support the people who are out there in the streets fighting for their rights that they shouldn't have to fight for. I feel that the people who were killed recently, Renee Good And as of right now, of filming this video, they literally just killed someone like yesterday. Like, this is devastating. This is so fucking devastating. Like, this is cold-blooded murder. This is straight up public execution. This is not... If you are deceiving people and deceiving yourself and gaslighting and saying that they had every right, it was fair game to kill them, you're a sucker. I'm sorry, but when this reaches what it is headed towards, it is going to directly impact you. Now, I don't think that should be the reason why you speak up. I think we should speak up because we care about other people, but recognize that you are not part of the elite political grifters who are on social media. I just feel like at this point they think that they don't believe what they're saying. I really don't think they believe what they're saying. I think they're saying it because I feel like they lack empathy and they don't think that they've identified... Okay, let me explain. Let me break this down. The people who are gaslighting and saying that it was deserved and that he was defending himself, these ICE agents are defending themselves, they see themselves, they relate more to the agents and to Trump than they do to the victims, the people getting shot. I also want to bring up the fact that they're taking kids out of school and detaining them. Like what? I have to talk about this in another video, but we need to get to the Epstein files. We need to talk about all these things. Like, I'm very scared, okay? Why are they taking kids? That's the threat. Let me insert a picture. That's a threat. Because that's the whole basis of this, right? Like, it's about, oh, we're cleaning up the streets of these dangerous immigrants. The immigrants in question, these Mexicans are all R-words and violent. So, that's cap. And it's, like, quite frankly, just projection. Like, you are just racist and you're the criminal. Like, I'm pretty sure you're the... Let's keep it real. This is about paperwork. What these people are doing wrong, that they need, that ICE is responsible for, is paperwork. So what I mean is, if you're an immigrant and you haven't gone about it the right way, that is down to, you need your paperwork updated, bro. That's it. There's no need to be taking these people out of school. I have so much to say. Trust me, this is far, far from the last time I'm going to be discussing this topic. They're taking kids out of school that are as young as 13 years old. That makes me incredibly uneasy. And it's also just... It's just wrong. It's just so stupid on the basis of serving and protecting and clearing up these streets of crime. Do you guys want there to be martial law? Do you guys not want to protect... Like, let's prevent martial law, okay? Prevent the martial law from happening. I was telling people, America's descending into fascism. Mark my words. We need to stop this. So you better be listening now. If you weren't listening before, please be listening to me now. Consider what I'm saying. Do your research. Go over ground news. Another thing that's very important for me to talk about is how they're trying to conflate leftist rhetoric with terrorism. Okay, so like me saying this, if I was in America, like, they might consider me to be a terrorist. So here's the deal. I'm going to include some links in the description, but things that I've found concerning over the last few months regarding this whole thing. It's a memorandum, and it's called NSPM-7, and they talk about countering domestic terrorism and organized political violence, basically calling Antifa a terrorist organization. Yeah, this is a chilling effect, guys. This is what that's called when they're trying to scare you into not speaking your mind. They're trying to silence speech. This is also a thing that I want to talk about is how they say these things are anti-American or anti-American values. What the hell? That is something subjective. Like, someone like Renee Good, would we consider her family to be of American values, or what an American family is supposed to look like? I'm just raising these questions. The Justice and Homeland Security Departments have for decades created categories of investigative priorities ostensibly focused on violent extremists with a variety of what the agencies describe as ideological agendas ranging from racially and ethnically motivated to potential bias related to religion, gender, or sexual orientation. Doesn't that describe the sitting president? Okay, this part is what I want to read. Perhaps the most chilling rhetorical move the president makes is to use vague, broad labels that, even if true, and there's good reason to question the truth of virtually all of the memo's assertions, encompass First Amendment protected beliefs unconnected to any actual criminal conduct. These labels include anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, support for the overthrow of the federal government, extremism on migration, race, and gender, extremism, and opposition to traditional American views on family, religion, and morality. The president even bizarrely imagines that support for law enforcement and border control are foundational American principles. Like, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. His idea of what makes America great is when you sit down and shut up and don't question authority, and everyone has this uniform ideology, everyone has uniform American values that are like Christianity, and like, I don't even know what all that entails, but I can take a guess. I can take a guess that Renee Good didn't fit into that, right? And that I don't fit into that. I think a lot of people don't fit into that. I don't think everyone has to be united on what religion they believe in. I don't think everyone should be united on skin color. The diversity is what makes America great. That's what I love about living in Canada. Like, why are we trying to shake that up and sending them to places that they don't originate from? They originate in America. You know, this is thought policing. This is a narcissist wanting to thought police you and control the way you think, your opinion. He doesn't want his opinions challenged, and he wants your opinions to be controlled and enforced. Like, and I know this sounds like fear-mongering. I get that. Like, I believe that, I mean, for my own sanity, no, I don't believe he's going to succeed in this, but I believe this is what he wants. And I think if we don't say anything, it's more power to him. I think if we stand up and say, like, no, not on my watch, like, I couldn't have predicted that they would be out, that ICE would be out there killing people in the street. So I don't want to know what's coming next. I would rather we address these things right now. Like, this is thought policing from 1984. Oh yeah, and one more thing. This is a big risk because people are getting fired over their opinion of Charlie Kirk. I'm not going to talk about my opinion of him per se. Like, I don't think he should have been killed for his beliefs and his thoughts. Just like I don't believe people who are trying to protect innocent civilians should be killed. But I wanted to talk about how that whole thing where they're like, oh, the guy who killed Charlie Kirk is a leftist and like he did this because of left-wing politics and because his girlfriend is trans or something. Didn't one of your guys shoot the president before like, a Republican shot Trump? So it's just basically, at the end of the day, they're just playing games. They're just saying whatever is going to achieve that agenda, help them achieve that agenda. I don't think any group, left or right leaning, is gonna be automatically violent. To the people of Minnesota, I'm sorry I can't be here with you during this time and marching in the streets with signs. I just consider this to be my protest. Consider this my submission into your cause. I understand life is hard and people are constantly trying to find this other group, this outside group that is causing the issues. We need to stop looking at each other and start looking at the people in power. We need to have each other's backs because we are more aligned in our causes than you may realize. And the people in positions of power don't always have our back or our best interests in mind. I know people personally who were born in Canada, they immigrated to the States, and then because they're not white, this other race or whatever, if you want to be an American citizen, you can't say anything bad about the administration or like, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that because you want to be a citizen, that means you have to keep your mouth shut and you can't contradict anything they're saying or say that you don't agree with anything. How do we advance as a society then, if that is the case? If people challenge the government, if they challenge politicians to be better, we can only have a better world. And I think if you're a patriot, like, that is part of your patriotism, is wanting more, wanting a better country. I think I'm gonna end it here because I'm eager to get this video out. My American friends, I love you guys. I really hope that you're staying safe. And speak up. Say, like, don't be afraid like how I've been afraid. It's like, we're gonna be looking back one day and being like, I wish I spoke up. This is my thing. On this channel, there's gonna come a day where everyone will have had the same opinion. There's gonna come a day where, no, we all agreed on this, and they're gonna gaslight us into pretending that they always had these beliefs. Like, we reflect on times when people were hiding in their attics, and we view them as the victims they truly were, and that it was admirable, the beliefs they held. They were anti-fascist. I'm literally reading the diary of Anne Frank. I wanted to even before this, like, comment from J.D. Vance was spoken. I've been reading it since before that. In hindsight, we can all agree that if we were living in those times, we would have spoken up. When there's things happening that are reminiscent of that era, and we're just sitting by, the bystander effect, girl, is real. The bystander effect is real, and we're not talking about these things because maybe we don't feel educated enough. And I'm here to tell you, like, you're not wrong. If you have these feelings, you're probably not wrong, and we should collab or something. Anyways, I've said a lot. I think I have a lot more to say, but I think I'll just save that for future videos. If you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe. I'm definitely going to be posting way more about things like this. We're going to talk about ICE, Trump, US, the administration. Eventually down the line, I want to get into Canadian politics, but we're going to be talking about Israel, Palestine, Epstein, class consciousness, and how all these things kind of come together, I feel. At least that's what I'm learning right now in my journey. If you feel like this video would be helpful to someone, feel free to share it as well. Bye guys. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. And once again, if you're interested in hearing more, please subscribe. And I will see you guys very soon. Very Steve Jobs today. Sorry, what? Steve Jobs' aesthetic.